MSN Now reported that President Donald Trump was deciding whether or not to fire FBI Director Kash Patel. And the story is totally believable because Kash Patel, as FBI director, has been a complete and utter disaster. A disaster of epic proportions to the point where at least half of Trump's base is not happy with the performance of Kash Patel as FBI director. So who were their sources for this explosive story? 3 people with knowledge of the situation who requested anonymity to speak freely. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean the story is fake. I don't think they're making up sources, but it would have been nice to have an actual name to point to as an individual who is in the know and would be informed about whether or not Trump is actually thinking about getting rid of Kash Patel. Now, Trump has reportedly vouched for Kash Patel in public, but Patel has earned a lot of bad press during his very short tenure. And recently he's been criticized for spending taxpayer money on his girlfriend's security. A few months ago, Patel was slammed for how he handled the manhunt for Charlie Kirk, the Charlie Kirk assassin. And Patel also has taken a lot of heat from the right wing for changing his tune on the Epstein files. Now, in response to MSN Now's reporting, White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt denied everything, saying that the story is completely made up. In fact, when this fake news published, I was in the Oval Office where President Trump was meeting with his law enforcement team, including FBI Director Kash Patel. I read the headline to the president and he laughed. He said, "What? Totally false. Come on, Kash, let's take a picture to show them you're doing a great job. Do not believe the fake news." So that sentence made me laugh. And then they took this dorky picture. He's thinking about firing Kash Patel.
Yeah.
That's my takeaway from the story.
So I'm curious about that story. That story is a little bit of a mystery to me, okay?
Is it?
Yeah, look, first of all, Trump said, if I'm gonna fire Kash Patel, I'm gonna look him straight in the eyes and tell him. That's why he hasn't been able to do it.
Oh no,
that's wrong.
No, that's
wrong.
bad.
That's wrong. I'm guilty.
You do have those bug eyes, though.
Okay, so okay.
You do.
Okay. So sorry.
See, the story brings about joy.
Okay, so and look, I get it why his girlfriend's that hot. No, I know. Okay, all right. Anyways, look.
Don't sue us.
Glass house. Okay, I acknowledge. All right. So, anyways, okay. In all seriousness, Kash Patel's covering for Trump and all the other people who want to cover up the Epstein files. If you fire Kash Patel, then he no longer has incentive, presumably, to not cover for you or to cover for you, right? So I'd be most worried about firing Dan Bongino because it feels like Dan Bongino, the minute he's out of that office, is going to blurt out something. Because every once in a while he'll be like, "I can't tell you what's happening," and he's like sweating up a storm. But it's horrific. But I'll never be the same, right?
Bongino has been kind of playing his cards right, though. I haven't really heard much from him.
He went into a witness protection program
he sure
because he's like, man, I don't want to get stuck with all this garbage.
Yeah.
And so my sense is he's thinking, are we lying to you guys? Of course we're lying to you guys. And so I'm going to try to minimize the damage for my career and go hide, right? And Kash doesn't know anything. He's like, oh, hey, daddy says I'm in charge. So yeah, I'll do whatever you want, daddy. They're gonna throw you under the bus at some point. But I don't know why they're leaking against him. Are there any pro-American people inside the Trump administration that would bother to be against Kash Patel? So I wonder if they leaked it just so they could call it fake news, but now I'm getting too conspiratorial. You see what I'm saying?
I don't think that it's made up that Trump is considering firing Kash Patel.
Yeah, I think that's a bad idea for him. Okay, I do.
You think firing Kash Patel is a bad? Why? Why would you think that?
Not because Kash Patel's doing a good job or I like it, no way. No, because he's a liability if you fire him. He's doing everything you want. He's covered up every single thing you wanted him to cover up. That's his job.
I know, but if the base doesn't like him.
So what? The next guy you have is also going to cover it up. And you think that he's going to do a better job of covering it up? There is no good way of covering it up.
Do you think Kash Patel has done a good job of covering anything up?
No, but my point is anyone in that role, there is no good way of covering it up.
We're paying these people salaries. We're paying Kash Patel's salary.
So look, let me be perfectly.
We live in hell. We live in hell.
Let me be perfectly clear. I hope he fires Kash Patel for a number of reasons. Does Kash Patel deserve it? Of course, okay. But more importantly, I think both Patel and Bongino are a ticking time bomb for this administration because they now know things. And if they get thrown under a bus, Kash will probably still be a good boy, right? As long as he has that girlfriend and some
She'll
sort
keep
of,
him in line.
And some sort of job that they give him afterwards, right? To appease him. But somebody that they fire is one day going to turn around and go, all right, I'm just gonna say it, right? You see what I'm saying? And the new guy they hire will be like, oh no, it's okay, I threw a better blanket, a prettier blanket over our pile of dung. But we still smell it, brother.
Ugh, yeah.
So it doesn't really matter if you get Kash Patel or the next guy who's a little bit better at a cover up. It's still a cover up, and the internet's still gonna catch you. Every time you ring the bell below, an angel gets his wings. Totally not true, but it does keep you updated on our live shows.